Welcome back, everybody, to our third match of the Super Smash TV tournament here on GG Speedruns. Our next matchup on the docket is Oopla versus Jefeman, and boy, oh boy, on paper, this promises to be a very exciting match here, Burgundy.
Most certainly does. Both runners are right next to each other in the standings on the speedrun leaderboard. They are the 8th and ninth placed, respectively, seeds, as well as their times are the 8th and ninth fastest as far as their PBs. Oopla with a 525.316. Oh, hell yeah. And Jefeman with a 527.7. So that is just under a 2.4 second differential. So this is one that'll certainly be interesting.
I completely agree here. And you look at this matchup here, you've got the Rookie of the Year from 2 years ago, the French Connection Oopla, taking on one of the potential Rookie of the Year candidates here in Jefeman82 here. And both of them, respectively, have burst onto the scenes at their respective points in their Super Smash TV careers. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. So here we go. Game number one between Oopla and Jefeman in this best of 5 winners bracket showdown. And I'll tell you what, the prize for winning this match is some kind of prize here, Burgundy.
Yep, congratulations. Whoever wins this best of 5 matchup has the dubious distinction of taking on the #1 seed and world record holder Brysolf in winners round number 3.
Yeah, no question about it. It is going to be a tall order, to say the least. And right now, it is the rookie, Jefeman82, with the hole shot here by roughly a second. A mid-38 versus a mid-39 going to collect powers. But those are two really, really good times.
Absolutely. And Brysolf having a little fun here with noting a little punch-out action, saying, "Look for camera flash, Oopla, stop his Hefe charge." Little bald bull reference.
And both of these runners do have an orb and a razor shield also for Jefeman, but doesn't quite complete the Holy Trinity in 3 drops there. There's a razor shield late for Oopla. He might ignore it, though, and he is going to ignore it. And we take a look at this. As close. 117 for both runners, 77. That's hot times for both of these. You love to see it. This is some good stuff early on. Looks promising.
Absolutely. Now we've got the timed room with the 18 Mr. Shrapnels. Oopla with an early advantage getting the razor shield, just able to chill in the center of the room. Hefe has the orb and just looking for any kind of compliment, and a dude is not going to do so.
Nah, right now, Jefeman's definitely having to earn it here in Eat My Shrapnel. 18 of the Mr. Shrapnels to take out, 4 on the screen at any given point. But Jefeman did a really good job with what he was given. Now, he's going to use the razor shield, I would imagine. Yeah, exactly. Very nice heads-up play by both. 2 minutes flat for both. Just an ever so slight lead right now for Oopla.
Oh, you love to see it this close, as now spreaders for both, orbs for both. Negligible drops for both. This is as even can get.
See, oh, but Jefeman with a mistake. Rockets now for Oopla, a spreader for Jefeman. This is where Oopla can really start to pour on a lead here in Total Carnage. More rockets now for Oopla. That was a very dangerous grab. That was right at the bottom of the screen. I mean, he could easily gotten clubbed down easily, but good patience there.
Yeah, was able to hang on. Hefe, meanwhile, getting the orb clipped here, and now is in desperation mode.
247 dynamite! Look at that time for Oopla here.
You can see the difference of not having the orb, as it was a pretty much split-second difference here, and now you're looking at double-digit seconds. Almost 20 seconds difference here with Hefe losing that orb.
Oh, more than 20 seconds. A 3:08. Oopla gained 20 seconds alone in that room. More than 20 seconds. Starting off with a razor shield. That's a great opener there. One of the gunners is taken down. Focusing on the other gunner now goes into the middle of the room. That was well played right there from Oopla. He did that about as good as you could have.
Yeah, just a heads-up decision, getting that protection from the foot soldiers and just wailing away on the wall gunner to take that extra bit of firepower away, and still able to utilize the nuke. This is just fantastic tank trouble play here from Oopla. and rockets to complement it as well.
Oh, but then gets sabotaged by grenades there. Oh, that could have been a really good finish there of the room. Nice nuke there for Oopla. Not quite the end of the room. That's the end of the room. I'll tell you what, we're on world record alert here. It's a 4:01, 70-second Mutoid, man. He could do it right here, so here we go.
It all comes down to the drops. Let's see what we have to start off with. Grenades, that's pretty typical.
Yep, but it's enough to, to take down the gunners up front. He's now going to try to focus on the ball buster, but doesn't get it, and that's a key. I think he misrecognized that. I think he thought that was a spreader.
Yeah, the key and the spreader both being that blue box, especially with Mutoid Man parked on about 80% of it. I can see how that could be misconstrued as either a rocket or a spreader.
Jefeman is 29 seconds back going into this room. He's definitely, and with that empty drop, he's certainly not dead yet. However, with that rocket being parked on, he's going to focus on the gunners first. Now he's going to try to get the ball buster here. Let's see if he can take advantage of the ball buster. Yes, sir. But he has still not done any damage. That was a spreader. That's just bad luck. That was just disgusting. My goodness gracious here. That's enabled Oopla to take about more than a 2-form lead. Holy smokes. And Jefeman's gotten hosed.
This right here for Jefe is Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes levels of bad luck.
Yeah, no question about it here, as the drop's not even close to what Oopla needed to have a shot at the world record here. And then he's now in penultimate form here. Things looking really good here for Oopla to take game number 1 of this best-of-5 matchup here.
If this isn't game nose, I don't know what is. Oopla coming in on world record pace, not even going to get a sub-6 here. That's just the game knowing and being a noun, a verb, and a couple of other sentence fragments.
This should wrap it up here. He was down to just a little damage. He should get transfer damage on that. I don't know if he got it all, though. Got some, and that's going to do it. This one is over, and Oopla will take first blood here in this best of 5. There's a spreader there for Jefeman. I think he should get it unless he's blocked. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Same level 3. Oh my goodness.
Final form now for Jefeman.
Chat feeling that one. I think we all felt that one.
Oh, yeah, we definitely did. I mean, you really hate to see that, to add insult to insult, as you would say, Burgundy. It now needs one more drop to finish up that fight. Yeah, Jefeman looked good early on here. I mean, he did, drop the orb a couple of times, but he still had a chance to get back into this game when the RNG really soured on Oopla. But unfortunately, the game did Jefeman no favors, as he's just going to hit the reset button, shake this one off, and try again in game number 2.
Yep, shaking it off like Taylor Swift and just moving on here. Yes, I felt the pain of making that Taylor Swift reference as well, Chad.
I'll bet you did, because I couldn't make a Taylor Swift reference unless you told me to, unless you're talking about the Kanye West incident, which I'm not even gonna.
We're not going there. Yeah, this is what I get for trying to be the Joe Stapleton of Smash TV.
Right.
For those unfamiliar, Joe Stapleton is a fantastic comedian and color commentator for various poker outlets, World Series of Poker, Texas Hold'em, things of that nature. So if you didn't know, now you know.
All right, game number 2 should be starting shortly between these two runners. Oopla had just an absolute immaculate arena gameplay in game number 1. Jefeman struggled a little bit in parts of it, but I think Jefeman's going to rebound here in game number 2. I mean, again, both of these runners, as you mentioned, just a couple seconds apart on their PBs. Oopla, definitely the veteran blood was definitely showing in that run in game number 1. We'll see if he continues to keep that up, and we'll see if Jefeman can make a rebound here in game number 2 and tie up this match.
Yeah, there tends to be at least a little bit of a correction, and I'm sure there's going to be some adjustment of play here. It just comes natural, kind of shaking off the I don't know, whatever cobwebs there were. A little bit of it also comes down to the facial expressions, the body language. As long as you're able to kind of keep even keel and get back to business here, well, then you got another chance coming here. But if you tend to get yourself on tilt, not knowing anybody who does that anywhere in this community here, definitely me.
Oopla using the nuke, and that was the correct time to use it. Oopla's going to get the whole shot. That's going to be a good time as well. Look at this. Low 38 there, Jefeman with a low 40, so a 2-second advantage to start things off for Oopla. That was just a well-timed, well-placed nuke right there to close out Arena 1. Let's see what the opening drops are going to be. Oopla gets a foot. That's nothing to write home about, and nothing to write home about for Jefeman either with grenades, but he is fishing right now, and he's rewarded.
Yeah, the grenades aren't terrible if you don't have an orb. I mean, they're at least some semblance of damage. Once you have it, though, you want to keep as distant from these foot soldiers as possible.
Yeah, because they love to go through grenades. Ooh, that was a close call there from Jefeman. He almost grabbed it too quickly. We would have dropped that orb. Rockets, he's going to grab it to close out the room, and he'll have to start that off for Eat My Shrapnel. He's about 3 seconds back, but more importantly, he's got an orb. Oopla does not. Ooh, again, getting a little bit too close to that green foot soldier and got away with it again.
Someone called Jim J. Bullock and Ted Knight because that was too close for comfort.
Yeah, absolutely right about that. All right, let's see if Jefeman can settle down here and keep this room under control here, because right now Oopla, there's the orb. Just as I'm about to say, he's still without an orb. Game gives him one. All right, both of these runners should be good closing out the room here. It'll be a 2:01 for Oopla. And Jefeman is going to have a 2:06, so 5 seconds back. They both have the orb, but not a good starting drop for Oopla. Let's see if Jefeman can get a better starting drop. I'll say.
Yeah, I'd say a Razor Shield in this room is a pretty good... Well, a Razor Shield in any room is a good thing.
Oh, no question about it. At this thing, in some rooms, it's better than others, but you're not going to reject the Razor Shield unless it's like the last drop of the room. So there you go. But right now, Oopla's got no weapons here. This is the kind of total carnage you don't want to see. And that's a trap rocket right there. Jefeman's going to ignore it. Look where it's parked.
Right on top of the leaf mine.
Yep, the old leafed it mine, or the leaf edit mine, as we've come to call it at times as well. Good room there for Oopla. Keeps the lead with a 2:55. Jefeman uses that Razor Shield to the fullest. It's a 3:02, 7-second advantage for Oopla. So once again, folks, it's time for Taco Bell product placement with Taco Bell. All right. Neither player has any weapon to take with them into tank trouble, so the opening drop is going to be big for both. Spreader's not bad for Oopla. They'll be able to get one of the gunners out. Jefeman with invulnerability, not as good.
Spreader a little better. Will be able to take care of... Well, there we go. The nuke will be able to take care of the remaining gunners here, and now it's just quality of weapons.
And Oopla getting some vitamin R here. Another spreader for Jefeman, so little bit of advantage on the drops for Oopla, but now they're starting to dry up for both runners here. Will it pick up for anybody? It will for Jefeman. Nice rockets there, but watch out for those bullets. Ooh, and gets a Razor Shield to go with it. It's still going to be an Oopla lead with a 4:08, but Jefeman is going to keep himself afloat here, closing out this room. And it is going to be a 4:16, so it's an 8-second lead. That's literally one empty drop.
Doesn't take much. Able to take out the swirl, and now just utilizing the lobbers is Oopla to the best of ability, and gets the ball buster.
Jefeman is going to try to get a ball buster of his own. He's going to hope for an invulnerability instead. Look at this placement, though. Oh, he got too close. He didn't have to get all that close. He was set up already to get some extra damage there. Let's get some lobbers, though.
Yeah, I think when you're that close to the wall, there's feeling to press, and oh, wow.
RNG is favoring the veteran here. And we got a glitch toid on Oopla side. Look at this spreader!
You gotta be beeping me here. This is, we're gonna get transfer damage, final form.
And he's going to grab the lobber, no question about it, because that invulnerability is running out. But look at this time. A 535, I do believe it's going to be. Holy smokes.
Takes the Brysulf victory death, walks over, and yeah, 535 mid.
Wow. Mutoid Man just giving Oopla everything. And Jefeman put up a valiant effort, but when your opponent gets Mutoid Man RNG like that, you can't coach that.
There's one thing that Oopla is giving that the Mutoid Man's giving Jefeman that was not given to Oopla, and that is the business.
Right, and I don't care if it's number 69 or 99 that's giving him the business.
You don't need to be a referee to call that one, that's for sure.
Nope. So Jefeman going to try to wrap this one up. I mean, he played much, much better there in game number 2. And I expected him to play much, much better. It's just Oopla got the fight he needed to have in that last game. If you would have gotten that fight in the last game, that might have been world record.
Or at least tournament record.
Right.
Either way, 5-1X, that's kind of what we're... That's kind of what we're putting down here if you're picking it up out there.
Yep. So right now, Oopla in the catbird seat to punch that ticket into the winners' quarterfinals and have a date with the two-time champion Brysulf. Jefeman gonna have to dig deep and hope that the RNG starts to dry up on Oopla's side. He's playing well. It's just when you have RNG against you like that, there's really not much you can do about it.
Yeah, I believe north of the border, that is what one refers to as getting hosed.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Bob Uecker not included, by the way. Or Harry Doyle, I should say.
Yeah, Harry Doyle, yeah. Well, we don't know Harry Doyle's story like that. At least I don't believe so.
No.
Wait, what's this message I'm getting from Brysulf? Nice reference, Burgundy. Don't ever... Well, I can't say that. Do it again.
Okay, I got you. Nice reference. Don't ever do that again.
Oh, well played.
Thank you, thank you. Yes, when I have my mixer, I do have my little bleep button that I could use, and I think it was of perfect timing to use it right there.
I'll have to ask you about that mixer and how that works, because I am not very technologically sound as...
Oh, definitely, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm at the point technologically where I'm more prone to yell at clouds in the sky.
Right? Good luck. All right, here we go. Game number 3. Jefeman is going to have to find a way to reverse sweep against Oopla if he wants to stay in the winner's bracket. Again, nobody is going to be eliminated in this particular match. The winner again goes to move on against Brysulf. The loser will play either Joey Mittens or Tapatio J, which is coming up later here on GG Speedruns in the second chance bracket. And once again, it's going to be a Jefeman hole shot here, and a pretty substantial one at that. It's a mid 38 versus a low 40, a second and a half. Right, grenades to start for Jefeman, a foot for Oopla, so nothing too good for either runner. Spreader there for Jefeman, a razor shield for Oopla. But nobody has got that orb yet, and Jefeman wants no part of those grenades. And Oopla wanted no part of that nuke either. There's an orb for Jefeman, is able to pick that up. Spreader for Oopla.
Good delayed pickup on Jefeman there, knowing that there was that swarm of foot soldiers around the 2 o'clock point, and it's basically even.
Yeah, Oopla got that half a second lead because of the shrapnel going off on Jefeman's side, but he is still in a bad spot as he still does not have an orb here. As Jefeman had to dodge that swirl. That room almost got away from him, but he's able to keep the Mr. Shrapnels under control. Meanwhile, Oopla still scrambling here, trying to get this room under control while still trying to fish for an orb. And that nuke is not, that's the worst drop you can have when you don't have an orb, because that's a time penalty, you know, and you're already trailing as it is without that orb, and it doesn't look like Oopla's going to get that orb. He's going to use the nuke to close out the room. Good timing there to keep the lead, but the problem is he is still orbless. 1 second lead is nothing. Spreader to start for Oopla. A key for Jefeman, so nice use of the orb to block the shrapnel there, and another trap rocket drop. That's the second one in this match for Jefeman.
Oh goodness, call Akbar. It's a trap.
But it is a razor shield now for Jefeman that'll enable him to keep control of the middle of the room, followed up with a key. Meanwhile, though, Oopla still orbless here in game number 3. All these keys here, my goodness gracious here. There is no Pleasure Dome in Easy Percent game, hello. Rockets for Oopla. Now he finally gets the orb. The damage may be done. I think Jefeman is still going to have the lead, provided he can keep that orb healthy. But that orb for Oopla is going to at least keep him in the thick of things, as Jefeman will take the lead with a 3:08 and absolutely a 3:10 for Oopla. 2.5 seconds is the difference between these two runners. But look at this. Oopla has Spreader to take with him going into tank trouble.
And Jefeman has the pea shooter, but at least the firepower is doubled via that orb.
And so that first drop is going to be really important for Jefeman. So, I mean, same for Oopla, but if it's something garbage, you know, he still has that Spreader. Spreader for Jefeman. Oopla gets an invulnerability, so he's pretty much still in the same spot, trying to take off the gunner. He does. Jefeman gets both gunners down as well. So these guys are scrambling. They are not getting anything to complement that orb here. They're both so far getting the TTTT. A nuke's going to help Oopla get a little bit of a breather. Nice dance around of that grenade from Jefeman. Very nice. You're seeing some veteran skills right there from the rookie Jefeman. Ooh, look out.
Wow,
Holy smokes.
wow!
This dancing here from Jefeman, and he gets a well-deserved breather right there. Well played. Oopla lost his orb, but the game immediately gives him a replacement, but can he get to it? Yes. Great room there for Jefeman, though. He keeps his lead, 4:25, and that lead grows as Oopla takes a death late in tank trouble.
And the soldiers just keep on coming, and it feels like they don't stop coming.
I know. I had the same thought as you did, and man, this has been a bad tank trouble for Oopla, and that's not something you're accustomed to seeing from the veteran. He's almost 22 seconds back. Jefeman takes a death. I don't know if he got the ball buster or not.
Yeah.
Spreader, but he's going to have literally no invulnerability. He's going to have to go manual or hope for another invulnerability. It's lobbers. Manual Oopla. This is when you want to do manuals, is at the start of the fight. So that's going to enable Oopla to get that damage. But here.
There it is. There's the Spreader. Perfect position. Just charge right in, plow in, take those multiple damage forms, and another Spreader. He's just going to go ahead and grab it here in manual.
He gets another prime Spreader location. This is going to be game number 4 is going to be upon us, ladies and gentlemen. This is the kind of RNG that Oopla got in game number 3, or game number 2, that Jefeman's getting here in game number 3. If he lands these shots, this is done.
Got the Glitchboyd, and there it is. We're going to see a 5-5X here from Jefeman.
Yeah. That was a well-played arena from Jefeman, though. That was also a really good Mutoid Man fight for a 552.
Back-to-back-to-back Spreaders on Mutoid Man in fantastic locations. That was the story of that differential.
Yeah, Hefe Man won that room on Tank Trouble, though. I mean, yes, he got immaculate RNG on Mutoid Man. Don't get me wrong, but his Tank Trouble was top class. I mean, that's the kind of Tank Trouble I would expect to see the top 3 runners perform. I mean, that's how good it was.
If it were any more immaculate, it'd be invoking the late, great Franco Harris.
Well, I kind of already invoked that when it comes to spreader drops, because if you were with us yesterday, I'm not going to spoil the results. There was what I've already considered to be the Immaculate Spreader Part 3.
Oh, see, I missed that. I was, I don't know. I was being an adult somewhere, and I hated it.
Oh, same here, same here. I also missed that match, but I went back, watched the VOD. Unbelievable what unfolded in that particular match. Again, I'm not going to spoil it. Just go back and watch it. It was out of this world. Brysolf was losing his mind on commentary. And, you know, he is still not 100% with his voice. You know, he's still coming back from an illness, and he's still not 100%. But boy, oh boy, the energy that Brysolf gave on that call. You got to go back and watch it.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I ended up popping in for games 4 and 5 from the beaches of Normandy, as I was using the Bluetooth on my cell phone to at least try to give Bry a little bit of relief and co-commentary action. Yeah, 1940s Burgundy.
Right, absolutely. All right, so Hefe Man, one game at a time, stays alive in the winner's bracket, taking game number 3. Let's see if he can ride that momentum in game number 4, or if Oopla can finish the job and make his way into the winner's quarterfinals. Hey, don't worry about it, Brysolf. I'll remember that.
At least 1940s Burgundy is somebody's favorite, because darn sure isn't mine.
There you go. I'm just teasing you, Brysolf. We love you. Good luck. All right, here we go. Game number 4. Let's see if Hefe Man can equalize and send us to a decider, or if Oopla can wrap it up here in game number 4. Here we go.
Early nuke for Oopla, doesn't want to see that. Oh, there's the spot to use it. Just wait till it flashes on Hefe's side, and that is going to end the room.
Yep, but Oopla is going to have the whole shot. But yeah, that nuke saved them a little bit of time. 39.5 versus a 40.5, about a 1-second lead for Oopla going into collect power-ups. So far, Hefe Man has had some good collect power-ups. Let's see if that continues or if the tide will turn. Well, if that first drop is any indication, that tide is not turning with anybody.
Invulnerabilities back-to-back for Hefe Man, and now the foot. All right, you get to move faster. Hey, a spreader. It's a weapon. Those are novel.
Better weapon drops, though, for Oopla as he gets the rockets. He's going to utilize it as long as he possibly can. It is the last drop, so no orb. It's a 119 for Oopla. Rockets to close the room for Hefe Man. Neither player has the orb, though, so they're going to be fishing. But Hefe Man, not a great collect power-ups there. He's already 10 seconds back, and he's down 2 games to 1, so he's going to have to really scramble to try to bring this one back. And there's an orb for Oopla.
Wow.
So right now, the rich getting richer here in game number 4. Hefe Man needs to see that orb soon. He's got a rocket. That'll help him keep this room under control. But he needs to see that orb soon, or else he could be 30, 40 seconds back at the end of Total Carnage. He's trying to grab everything he can get his hands on, and I certainly don't blame him. It's a 2:02 right now for Oopla. The last drop's an orb! Can you believe that?
Oh, what a time for that.
He's still 10 seconds back, and he is still very much in the thick of things. Let's see what happens here in Total Carnage. Hefe Man needs to keep that orb nice and healthy. Vitamin R will definitely help him out because Oopla hasn't seen really any Vitamin R. Whoa, that green soldier being a pest there, but Hefe Man is able to get him down. But look at this, a razor shield now on the feet for Oopla. Fouled that up with the spreader. So right now the weapon's tied, going back to Oopla's side. And Oopla going to finish off that room. A very, very good time here. A 2:54 for Oopla into the bonus room. Jefeman is going to be bleeding a little bit of time. Just better quality weapon drops there for Oopla in Total Carnage. I mean, Jefeman held his own, but he is still 15 seconds back.
That is absolutely wild. And I'm being told, apparently yesterday, date 1943, location the Kilkling floor. Dino rips off an orbless run, slaughtering his way to the final Donnybrook. Enemy carcasses cast wide, Smash TV is blaring wide across the first arena.
All right, so Oopla gets both the gunners down thanks to a nuke there. He's really not gotten any drop.
Oh, Jefeman losing the orb and now is in some trouble here. Still has that gunner on the wall. Gets a replacement orb.
Yeah, he got a replacement orb. Finally gets the second gunner down. Picks up the grenades because he was getting overwhelmed here. Somehow, wow, how did he get through all of that mess there, Burgundy, to keep that orb intact? Finally loses it there, though. 4:14 for Oopla. Right now, he's in the catbird seat unless Mutoid Man has a say in this, Burgundy.
You know how it is sometimes with this game, is making the easy stuff look hard and the hard stuff look easy.
Another replacement orb for Jefeman as he tries to get the middle of the room under control here. Does so. First arm already down. A spreader gonna have to go manual is Oopla, and Jefeman is 25 seconds back. Oh, gets run over as the second arm is popped off for Oopla. We'll get to these rockets. Gonna focus on the gunners now.
I think that was a foot. Yes, it is.
And an invulnerability for Jefeman. Ugh. He'll have a chance to focus on the gunners and the ball buster, but right now he's in a bad spot as the ribcage is exposed. And yes, ballbuster for Jefeman. He needs a spreader. He gets it! And he's got the underneath damage as well. 2 arms should pop off. He's back in this game.
Gets the full clip into there.
And another
He's
spreader!
another one.
Is he gonna stay there? Yes! The head has popped off for Oopla, but I think we're about to have a tie game. Look at this, you guys. Does get run over.
But gets the head to pop off, waiting on the next drop.
What's it gonna be? Where is it? It's a grenade versus a rocket, so now they're dealing with not the best of drops. Final form for Oopla. Jefeman is still not on the final form. It's Lobbers. Final form now for Jefeman, but Oopla with the advantage. Will the spreader be enough? I don't know, but the Lobber, oh, the block! 4, 3, 2, 1. Same level 5. But there's a Lobber. This should do it for Oopla. This should do it for Oopla. He missed a lot of shots, and that enabled Jefeman to close the gap, but it's too little, too late, and Oopla is going to advance to the winners' quarterfinals against Brysolf. Wow, what a game.
Oh, that was right down to it here. You're going to see this is going to be about a 6-7 second differential here. Yep, 6:31 versus a 6:24. Jefeman with those back-to-back spreaders brought it real close. Yeah, one more empty drop from Oopla, and we're going to a game 5.
Agreed. He was down by 25 seconds there, Burgundy. He made up 18 of those seconds. Not quite enough to force that game number 5. So GG to Oopla, moving on to the winners quarterfinals against the 2-time champion Brysolf. 2 matches left to go here in this afternoon's proceedings here on GG Speedruns. We'll be right back with our 4th match in just a moment.